Hi friends, welcome back to Socially Distant, and whether we like it or not, I'm still Brian Noonan. I hope you had a great weekend. The country's still in the midst of a lot of righteous protests, but thankfully, a lot of the violence of the last week seems to have slowed down. Now the protests are going to keep continuing as they should, and hopefully they'll bring about some much needed change. Today's June 8th. It's hard to believe it's been almost 3 months since this shelter at home stuff started, and I think it's time to address the elephant in the room, namely, what the hell is going on with my hair? See, in the pre-pandemic world, I got my hair cut every 3 weeks to maintain the freshly cropped crew cut look that I had developed for almost 3 decades. Look at this now. It's insane. My daughter keeps saying that I've developed a mad scientist look. She'd been mocking me for about the past week or so, begging me to use some sort of product in an attempt to comb my hair into a manageable look. I don't know, I think she wants me to look like Don Draper from Mad Men or something. Last night, she finally said, well, why don't you just shave your head? Listen, I know I'm not alone in questioning what has happened to the top of my head since we've been banned from going to, as my grandma used to call it, the beauty shop. I've been debating my follicle fate since week 6. Should I shave my head, let it grow wild? What should I do? I asked my wife for her opinion. She's no help. Complicating the decision is the fact that, as I might have mentioned, I don't know if my barber is coming back, and even if he does, am I going to want to go to a barbershop again? Now, when I say barbershop, I mean it in the most old school way possible. You know what I'm talking about. The red and blue and white pole out front, one chair, everything is really old and dusty. There's Playboys in the back for your reading enjoyment, and lots of sports and politics talk fills the air. My barber, Joe, is in his late 70s. He's a recent cancer survivor who just finished radiation before the pandemic hit, and based on conversations we've had in the past, I don't think he's going to be the biggest supporter for wearing face coverings or other measures that he might feel are ways for the liberals to try to control us. I'm going to have to make the decision soon. By next week, I'll either have a clean dome or I'll have committed to letting this go to seed like an uncut lawn. Stay tuned. It was a beautiful weekend here in Chicago, which called for the windows to be open. Now, I love being able to feel the breeze blow through the house, but with the breeze also comes other sounds from the outside world. Our next door neighbors have their young grandchildren visiting them, which is very nice for them. I'm no carnival worker, but if I had to guess the ages of these kids, I'd put them at about 5 and 3. Now, I enjoy hearing the laughter of young children as they play outside, but some of their other sounds are a bit much for these aging ears. For some reason, yesterday morning at around 7:30, the youngest kid decided it was time to go out and play in the yard. In the yard. 7:30 Sunday morning. No, Sunday morning should be a time when toddlers are kept in the house in their cages, not allowed to roam around like free-range chickens outside. Oh, and the kid was in rare form. Someone had had the good idea to give the kid a recorder that he decided to play for everyone as an outdoor concert. Let me tell you, this kid is no Simon and Garfunkel in Central Park. The kid blew the same note on this recorder for hours. I'm not exaggerating. His musical massacre went on all day. The only time it stopped was when he decided it was time to start crying and wailing, so loud that I thought he might have gotten caught in a bear trap. I don't know where the adults of the house were during all this. I know if it had been me and my kid, I would have walked out at some point and sent that recorder to the big music store in the sky. Not these folks. They either loved the sound of a recorder blowing one pitchy note for hours, or they had just closed the windows and were hiding in the basement waiting for the kid to wear himself out. At one point, I was tempted to go next door and offer that kid $100 for his musical weapon. I don't know what happened. I don't know if the adults decided to finally sober up or they just came up, but after about 4:30, I didn't hear the kid anymore. Now, on the plus side, it's over 90 degrees here today, so the windows are closed, the air conditioning is on, and all outside sound is blocked. But I'll tell you what, if he starts playing that thing again tomorrow, I may have to go out on the deck and start blasting some music that makes little kids crazy. I don't know what that is, so if you have any suggestions, please leave it below. All right, I'm done venting for the day. I feel better. How about you? No? All right, well, there's always tomorrow. Come to think of it, the way this year's going, that's not a guarantee either. So we'll just roll the dice and see how it turns out. Until next time, stay safe, stay patient, stay musically considerate, and as always, stay socially distant. Bye.